What's going on, everybody? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. It is Sunday, January 28th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing Q4 2023 for High Tide, ticker symbol HITI. We're going to do some earnings prep and we'll do some analysis as well at the end. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on what we can potentially expect in terms of earnings and price action over the days, weeks, months ahead. Before we get to it though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also, you can give us a follow over on X, which is formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. It's just easier for me to get real-time updates out to the community. So you can give us a follow over there. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own High Tide. It's one of my top picks for 2024. I've done a video on exactly that subject. So if you haven't seen that, you can check that out after this video. But before we jump into the details here and some analysis, I wanted to just let everybody know on the channel it's been a few days since I've done a video, and that is because I am now officially a father. So it's been a whirlwind of a week, the last week, but it's been amazing. It's been a great experience so far, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So it's been an absolute change of pace and lifestyle, and everything's just kind of flipped upside down. So I'm not sure how consistently I'll be getting the videos out going forward, but I'll do my best to keep everybody in the loop on all of the most important updates when possible. As we know, there's a ton of catalysts coming soon, but yeah, welcomed our daughter into the world, and it's just something to behold for sure. Just unexplainable feeling, really, and it just really touches your heart. So it's been a fantastic experience thus far, and can't wait to see her grow and see the personality that she has. So super exciting times, and just love her to pieces already. But here we go. So High Tide to announce fourth quarter and full fiscal year 2023 financial results, and that was posted on January 12th, but the earnings are expected tomorrow after market close. So we'll keep an eye out for that, and this is going to be for the entire year as well. So it's going to be for their fourth quarter and year-end 2023 financial and operational results. And then following the release of its fourth quarter and year-end financial operational results, High Tide will host a webcast with Raj Grover, founder and CEO, and Sergio Patino, CFO, to discuss the company's financial results and its plans for 2024 at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time the following day on Tuesday, January 30th. So I'm going to do my best to tune into that as well, and I'll hopefully give everybody an update on my thoughts and opinions and a brief summary of that conference call for those that are unable to tune in. And then there's a webcast link there as well. And then I wanted to bring up some earning projections. So what we can, a lot of people are asking what I'm expecting in terms of earnings. Well, if we just take a look over realistically, since the beginning of time, their revenue just continues to increase dramatically. So this is exactly what you want to see. There was that one quarter here from March 17th, 2023 to June 14th, 2023, where we had basically stalled out. So if we take that into account as well, that's roughly around the same period. So we potentially could see it stall out here, but we've been beating every single quarter. You can see here for, what is that, 6, 9, 10 quarters in a row where we're beating analysts' estimates and projections. So this is great up and to the right in terms of revenue. And like I said, last quarter, look at that massive beat there and jump in revenue. 125.7 million expected, and it came in at 139.43 million. Prior quarter before that was 124 million. So they're making great strides here. Like I said, definitely one of my top picks here. And they're the largest retailer, non-franchise retailer in Canada, and they continue to expand. And we know that Ontario just increased the store count from 75 stores to 150 stores. So, you'll be able to have, instead of 75 Canna Cabanas, you'll be able to have 150, but all the other retailers can increase their store count as well. But this is obviously great for High Tide and its business. It's only going to continue to scale, and they got a lot of work to do here in their backyard, in their own backyard, right in the same country that they operate in, before they start looking and expanding elsewhere. But imagine once they get into the US market, the amount of growth they still have here in Canada, and I don't think they're in the Atlantic provinces yet, so they're still nationwide. It still has to conquer the nation and get nationwide distribution, and then eventually, with the extra doubling store count there in Ontario, we're going to see, left, right, and center, new dispensaries popping up as a result of that change alone. So this is going to drive revenue. It's just going to continue to drive revenue and grow revenue, and more than likely where we will see up and to the right continue and continue to shatter estimates, because we're on a tear right now. Expected revenue for tomorrow is 130.17 million, and this is Canadian, and then negative 0.04 for earnings per share. So they are expecting a loss. But I wanted to bring up Moomoo as well, because I really do like the analysis tab here. If you go to Moomoo desktop app, that's what I'm using right now. But if we take a look at their revenue estimates, they're estimating 125.7 million. So a little bit lower there. But what I went ahead and did was I went and divided the two. So I added them together and divided it by 2. And you can see here, this is based on 3 analysts as well here on Moomoo's platform. So I took those analyst estimates and added investing.com's, and then I divided it by 2. So 127.935 potentially is what we could get in terms of analyst estimates. So we'll see if it's somewhere around there. And like I said, that kind of lines up with what my thinking as well. We had a huge beat the last couple of quarters. So it's potential that we're stalling out here. And then the last time we stalled out was around the same time, around that March period. So we'll see if this, it says here April 2nd, but I don't know why. Looks like the dates are all messed up here. But yeah, that's April 2nd release date. So sometimes the dates are wrong, but the EPS and revenue estimate, I don't know what's going on with investing.com, especially on a name like HITI. Do you think they would have this figured out? But yeah, I've seen this from time to time where the release date will be incorrect, but the actual revenue, because like I said, they're expecting 125.7 here on Moomoo based on 3 analysts. So we use that logic. 130 kind of makes sense. So we'll see. Sometimes the dates are just wrong, but we'll assume that the date is wrong and it actually means tomorrow. And then, like I said, EPS negative 0.04 there, and they're expecting negative 0.032 on Q4 2023 for Moomoo based on 2 analysts. So again, I went ahead and added those 2 together and divided them. So negative 0.036 is the consensus. So we'll see what comes in tomorrow. But obviously, if they come in at like negative 0.08 or 0.9, that's a huge miss, right? So we could see the stock drop. If the revenue comes in at 125 or 120, then that's going to be a huge miss. We could see the stock price drop. But if we come in with 140 and we crush estimates in terms of revenue, and we come in with maybe even potential for positive EPS, I'm not expecting positive, but if realistically any quarter now, this company could come in at even or positive EPS, which would be huge earnings per share. So that would be a huge milestone for the company. And then we start to reach different profitability metrics, right? A lot of the Canadian LPs and Canadian companies, retailers, kind of struggling with that regard, but they're starting to make ends meet, and they're starting to correct ship. And it looks like we could potentially be seeing the unprofitable days of companies in Canada and LPs, retailers. That could be coming to an end with a lot of the consolidation that's been going on as well. It's sort of to be expected. But we'll take a look at the chart here just in terms of price action and what to expect in terms of that in the days, weeks, months ahead. Again, not financial advice. It's just my own thoughts and opinions analysis, and I'll try to give you the bull and bear scenario. So key support is going to be the low here at 114. That's definitely a long ways away, but that is our monthly higher low. And this is one of the stronger names and setups at the moment. This could be a nice laggard. As we know, if we take a look at some of our names in the US, MSOS, very close to confirming a monthly uptrend as well, with a low, high, higher low, looking for the higher high. So it's 988 and it hit 944. So we're very close to confirming a monthly uptrend the first time in MSOS history. And as rescheduling happens and uplisting to nicely in the NASDAQ and Canadian major exchanges like TerraSand and Curaleaf are doing, that's only going to make the MSO stronger because they stand to benefit the most. But a name like Curaleaf, for example, has confirmed an uptrend a long time ago on the monthly time frame. AYR is super strong. GTII is another name that just confirmed a monthly uptrend. And then TrueLeaf recently had a monster move and confirmed a monthly uptrend as well. So if we take a look at, whoops, that's not the right one, TrueLeaf. So if we take a look at TrueLeaf, TrueLeaf just confirmed it. So I would expect, because a lot of the LPs in Canada are very weak, but High Tide is very, very close to confirming its monthly uptrend. If we break 230 resistance, that's key resistance from here. If we break 230, monthly uptrend confirmed, and that would be the first time since back here in, well, we technically confirmed it here in August of 2020. So it's been a long time coming. We had a monthly downtrend here with the high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, EMA 12 and 26 bear cross. Now we were close to monthly oversold there with that lower wick, and it's looking really, really good here. It looks like the bottom is definitely in my opinion, but again, not financial advice. We're in a weekly uptrend as well with a low, high, higher low, and higher high. And was that a weekly bull flag is my question. Yeah, you could make the argument it pulled back a little bit more than we would like to see, but realistically, if we ignore that lower wick there, that was a nice bull flag. And then the target would bring us up to around 237, and we have resistance there at 230. So again, it's looking like, if we read the tea leaves, we read the charts and what the charts are saying, it's saying that it's expecting a monthly uptrend to confirm at some point very soon over the next few weeks. In my opinion, like I said, I'm expecting massive upside over the next few months into April, and with tons of rescheduling, we could see that news come out. Florida potentially on the ballot. We should get on the ballot, and then it's going to be lights out once Germany goes live, and there's so many catalysts, right? So once high tide starts to expand to the US, right? Like there's so many, not just sector-wide catalysts, but the company itself. There's so much growth ahead. It really is hard to fathom how early we are, right? This is still the first inning, midway through the first, right? Like this is insane how early we are, and it's gonna be a lot longer that we have to wait too, right? The fact that we're this early, it's a little bit of a catch-22 because we're that early. There's so much growth, but we have to wait a long time because we still have to get nationwide distribution in Canada and then expand to the US, right? But in terms of daily time frame, very, very strong here. We have a daily uptrend, nice daily uptrend at the moment, and you could even say that we have a ascending triangle here. So you could just draw that real quickly here for everybody, where you have your horizontal line of resistance, and then you have your support trend line here. And then usually what happens is you see that sloping support the sloping support trend line. Say that 5 times fast. And then usually when you have these series of higher lows and you keep meeting resistance here on the horizontal resistance, that is an ascending triangle, and it's usually a bullish continuation pattern. And then you just go from the low, whoops, let me just redraw that here, go from the low to the high. What's going on here? Switch over to this tool. Says we could potentially expect, so it's looking like we could see a bullish reaction close near the high there on Friday as well. So it's expecting around 218. So we could be at 218 realistically over the next couple of weeks, and it could even happen tomorrow on a bullish reaction from that. But like I said, I'm just a little skeptical. I think we could maybe see one more quarter where we still have some gas in the tank, and then we start to drop off, because this is a little bit unsustainable at this point. I mean, it could, in theory, depending on all the catalysts and the MJ Act up for review here as well in Canada, we could potentially see some improvements to, all sorts of things, advertising, marketing, packaging, labeling, which is only going to help, and then increase from edibles to 10 to 100 milligrams, which is only going to help combat the illicit market and drive more growth in sales. So it's looking really, really good. But in terms of the weekly time frame, we're blasting off here in the stochastic and the MACD. We're well above the 10-week moving average, and the moving average is in fact starting to go parabolic as well. So we're starting to see a massive curve there, which usually when that happens, you see price follow, right? Or you usually see price start to do the similar type of move. So it's looking really, really good. Whereas here, we're obviously trending down. We lost it, confirmed it as resistance, came back down, that one final type of distribution event, and accumulation event, and then we go back into a bull market, in my opinion, where we form those monthly higher lows. So we still need the monthly higher high. We're also closing above the 50 weekly here, which is really, really good. Sorry, this is the 100 weekly moving average. So we had the 50, we got above the 50, topped out just below the 100, came down. Like I said, that's usually where we get that final fake out before the massive breakout, and that's just your monthly higher low that's forming. If you zoom out, when in doubt, zoom out. If you just zoom out, and all of this move here, when we lost that 50 weekly and everybody thought we were probably doomed from there, we came down, tested $1 psychological and 103 support, and then that's usually where people get faked out, and that's just your monthly higher low. So again, there was nothing to be worried about here because we still had that low in there at 103, and in fact that was a great opportunity to go off of that support rate looking for that monthly higher low. So just knowing technical analysis and being able to use, if 8 out of 10 indicators are saying bullish, then you can 80% of the time you want to be bullish as well, right? And then EMA 12 and 26 bull cross potentially lining up for the first time in company history. Like this, 5, 10 plus years from now, there's going to be tons of bear crosses, right? We had a bear cross on the monthly time frame of the EMA 12 and 26, and we saw a massive downside, right from when it crossed, we still dropped another 80%, right? So we had dropped about 62%, then the cross, and then another 80, right? So it can always go lower than you think, but there'll be tons of bullish crosses as well, right? We're lining up for the potential first in history, and there'll be many, many more, right? There'll be many more bear crosses of the monthly EMA 12 and 26, and there'll be many more bull crosses. So now where we are is we're expecting a bull cross, I would say, over the next several months. I think this is going to be a very, very bullish year for MJ, and it has a lot of catching up to do with regards to all of the other sectors that have really outperformed over the last several years. But like I said, I think MJ is the play over the next couple of years, and this could be the year that we start a new bull market. And it's looking like, one by one, MSOs, then MSOS, the ETF, should confirm a monthly uptrend, and then we'll likely see that spill over into the Canadian LPs. And with high tide being one of the safer bets, and seeing continuous growth, revenue just continues to explode. I think it's going to be definitely one of the retail favorite choices. So I think high tide has a very good shot at confirming a monthly uptrend before, say like a Tilray, which is the leader of the producers, right, with the number one market share. You can see Tilray would have to go from current levels, would have to go another 78% just to confirm a monthly uptrend. Whereas if we take a look at high tide would only, from current levels, would only need to go 21%. Okay, so very, very strong comparatively. And then CGC is actually dropping to a monthly lower low, so it would have to go 325%. So it just kind of puts things into perspective, and high tide definitely standing out as one of the most bullish charts in the Canadian landscape. But like I said, wait until they go to the US and abroad, right? There's so much growth here, it's not even funny. But I'm excited for the earnings tomorrow, excited for the earnings call on Tuesday as well. Let me know what you think. Do you have any expectations you think they're going to beat? Do you think they're going to miss? I think they're going to potentially come in flat or a miss. That's kind of what I'm going with, but we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. If it's anybody that can surprise me, it is high tide, because like I said, the company is just phenomenal. That's pretty much all that I shop at. Pretty much all of my consumer dollars go to Canna Cabana. So I love the store. I love what they got going on, and I think it has immense potential here to be one of the leaders in the space, in the retail space. But going in it there, thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Power Group. Have a great night, and we'll see you again on the next video.